A promise that's a promise is a promise proclaimed. A promise that's a promise is a promise maintained. A promise that's a promise is a promise all day. A promise is a promise, one that never fades away. A promise that's a promise is a promise, that's trust. A promise is a promise and it gathers no dust. A promise is a promise I can think and do and plan. A promise that's fulfilled, one I see and then began. A promise is a promise as it fills my heart and mind. A promise spurs me forward, no more gazing back behind. I promised this, I promised that, I promised the earth. I couldn't keep each promise, so they lost their worldly worth. I promised in the morning, then I promised in the night. I promised what I couldn't do, but that just wasn't right. I promised this, I promised that, I will, I won't each day. There are some things I promised that I wished I didn't say. I promised here, I promised there, I promised too much. I promised that I'd always be there, but that was just a crutch. I promised I'd be good and to not be so bad. I couldn't keep the promise, so it drove me mad and sad. So I took a new projection on my heart and mind and soul, and found a new direction, one that made my spirit whole. I found the root of promise. It was buried in a field. So I bought and sought and dug it over and found the promise yield. It was shiny as a pearl in silver, platinum, and gold. I held the starry promise, my heart no longer cold. I felt the warmth of promise. I felt the warmth within. I felt the glow of new beginning, my heart now purged of sin. I heard his words of promise, calling out a promised land. You can build upon the field you've bought, white soil, not sinking sand. I heard his words of promise, enter in and be my son. I've been looking for this moment, the start has just begun. His promise rings around me, his promise echoes out, across my life, my life, my life, the cross, my roundabout. The promise of the Spirit came upon my 2D life, the promise came and filled me, now my 3D inside guide. My flat and hollow circle now receives the Spirit's breath, inspired and inflated, my sphere now knows his depth. So come receive the promise, come take a deep breath in, receive the breath of Jesus, Jesus, the cross, it has your win. Come find the root of promise, it's buried in that field. I bought and sought and dug it over, and I found the promise yield. For it's shiny as a pearl in silver, platinum, and gold. My hope it rests in God eternal, in whom his promises unfold. For it's shiny as a pearl in silver, platinum, and gold. Let your hope now rest in God eternal, his untold promises to unfold.